the massacres they erased from Nigeria's history. They say history is written by the victors, but in Nigeria, some chapters of that history were not written at all. They were erased, covered in blood, fear, and silence. There are stories of horror that were buried under textbooks, forgotten by the media, and never spoken of again. Today, we uncover the massacres they erased from Nigeria's history. Stories so haunting that once you hear them, you will never see the nation the same way again. The Asaba Massacre, 1967. They were told to line up. Then they were shot, one after the other. It was October 7, 1967. The Nigerian Civil War was in full swing. Federal troops had just recaptured the Midwestern region from Biafran forces. As they entered the town of Asaba, located on the western bank of the River Niger, the people came out, men, women, and children, wearing white, singing songs of peace. But what followed was anything but peace. The federal soldiers rounded up the men, young boys, elderly grandfathers, and every male they could find. They were accused of supporting Biafran army simply because they were Igbo. Over 700 men were gathered at the Ogbe Osuwa village square and executed in cold blood. Their bodies were dumped into mass graves. Mothers watched their sons fall. Wives became widows in seconds. Children were left fatherless. Till today, no one has been held accountable for the Asaba massacre. No monument, no justice, only silence. Odi Massacre, 1999. An entire town turned to ashes in one weekend. In November 1999, in the oil-rich but neglected region of Bayelsa State, a group of armed youths allegedly killed 12 police officers. The government's response? Full-scale military invasion. Under President Olusegun Obasanjo, the Nigerian military stormed the town of Odi with tanks, guns, and helicopters. For 2 days, they razed the town to the ground. Houses were burnt. Churches were destroyed. Even the king's palace was not spared. Over 2,000 civilians, yes, 2,000 were killed, mostly the elderly, women, and children. The town was turned into dust. Yet the real perpetrators of the police killings were never found. Again, the people suffered for crimes they did not commit. No one was punished. No high-ranking official resigned. Justice disappeared with the smoke of the burning town. Zaki Biam Massacre, 2001. They came in army trucks, but left in silence with bodies. Zaki Biam, a quiet town in Benue State, will never forget October 22, 2001. After 19 soldiers were killed in a local dispute between the army and Tiv militia, the military came for revenge. Not justice, revenge. Over the next few days, in Zaki Biam and neighboring towns like Babji and Vase, hundreds of civilians were slaughtered by Nigerian soldiers. Men were executed in front of their families. Homes were torched. Farmlands were destroyed. Official death tolls claim 200. Local accounts say it was well over 500. Once again, the victims were ordinary villagers, not the armed militias responsible for the soldiers' deaths. The massacres were investigated, but no one went to jail. The Nigerian government issued a vague apology years later, but the scars remain. Oppose 6 killings, 2005. They were young, innocent, and never made it back home.